Today is the start of season number 2 here at Manchester United in FM26. Yesterday, we had a kind of bonkers transfer special, over £500 million worth of dealings done, and while the team looks a little bit different this year. And while I wasn't entirely done with dealings off the back of last episode, thanks to the comment section, I was made aware that Sam Johnson is homegrown at Manchester United and is actually quite a good third choice goalie. Of course, Tom Heaton retired, so he's come in to be kind of the third choice goalie. I have got rid of one goalie since last episode. Bayindir has gone to Bristol City. I don't know if Bayindir is underrated in Football Manager, but I feel like the fact he's gone to Bristol City really indicates he's just not very good. And while I did also end up selling some youngsters, Tom Collier here was playing in the youth team, had a pretty good valuation, the kind of player who I just don't think is ever going to be quite good enough for us. Admittedly, he's made his debut and got 2 goals in the Premier League for newly promoted Leicester. He was out on loan last year in the Championship, really didn't shine there. We got £14 million for him, which I actually thought was quite good money at the time. In retrospect, given his debut, maybe I should have asked for a bit more. And the other person I've let go is Shea Lacey, someone who just didn't really seem to have the perceived potential to ever play for our first team, and I think the scout report kind of indicates that. But Chelsea, they like young players, they like just scattershotting, signing loads of players. They've spent £10 million on him. He was playing in League 2 last year, they paid £10 million. I feel like it's an absolute scam, and he's loan listed by them already. So, money received, I didn't need that money, but at the same time, I felt like I should sell these players whilst their value is high. Besides that though, no further dealings to speak of as we head into the new season. There is a deal I'm trying to get done, but we're going to leave that as a little bit of a surprise today. So, plan of attack for today's episode, we're doing 2 matches. We're going to take on Brentford to kick off this year, and then we're going to go forward a little bit. I'm going to skip over the Brighton and Fulham game, and we're going to come back for the game against Man City at home. That is a massive game right ahead of deadline day. And it's the kind of game that I think will set the tone for the season. Now, off the back of last episode, I did do a little bit of experimentation with formations, thinking, is there stuff I could change or should change going into this year? And I have cooked a little bit, and nothing has really changed in terms of in possession. All of these roles are the exact same. I have changed some team instructions in possession, however. If we just go to all instructions here. Last season I had distribution set to playmaker. This year I got it on balance. The reason for that is new goalie Chevalier has 16 passing. His passing range is great. And on top of that, I am going to this year just have pass reception on balance rather than purely pass into space. The reason for that is kind of simple. I would like to have a little bit more of possession. Now, in terms of role changes, last year we actually played with, you might remember, 2 kind of inside outlet wingers. We had Rashford on one side, or the left-sided player, Rashford in this instance, and Bruno Fernandes on the right was often that inside outlet winger on the right. And I did feel like from a defensive point of view, it did mean that we just didn't really have much reason to try and win the ball. We had these 2 lazy wingers. We just had 7 players behind the ball that did all the defending. Looking to be more proactive this year, I've changed Bruno to a winger. That is going to mean he drops back that little bit often. But on top of that, Buadi, who is incredible both defensively and from a playmaking point of view, the new signing, I am going to play slightly higher up in the midfield as, well, just a regular centre mid set as a pressing centre mid. Now, this is the visualiser for how we were set up last year. We had this flat back 5, 2 defensive mid, then the inside kind of outlet wingers would do a little bit, but as we drop deeper, they would just stay further forward. And it did mean that we never really tried to win the ball back. This year, however, with the pressing centre mid, Buadi's going to step up that little bit more to try and help us get the ball back, and equally, Bruno is going to track back a little bit more, which does mean that when we don't have the ball, whilst Rashford or the left-sided player will stay further forward, from a defensive point of view, there's almost going to be a 3-man midfield in front of a back 5 instead. But 2 of the midfielders in Bruno and Buadi are going to press that little bit more. Naturally, of course, I make these changes. If it doesn't work out, well, I'll cry a little bit and just go back to what we played last season. Now, in terms of the team, of course, new signings this year include Lucas Chevalier in goal. I mentioned his passing. It's one of his big strengths, his distribution. It's the reason why I do feel like we should maybe look to, play a slightly more possession-orientated system. That said, I love the fact he's got the trait to use his long throws to start counter-attacks, because that is still part of our game that I want us to do. And of course, elsewhere, there is that new defensive mid setup where we've got Buadi, who I've already talked about, and Yoro playing at defensive mid. And let me tell you now, the comment section was mixed on this decision. I don't think that Yoro should play defensive mid in real life, but in the world of Football Manager, there's times where there's just fun experiments that I feel like kind of make sense to do because of how the game's set up. And I maintain Yoro's going to be a world-class defensive mid. Obviously, we've got Livramento in the team at right back, and I didn't really big up how much I've paid for him. I've paid almost £100 million for a right wing back. He has to be an upgrade on Ahmad and Mbuemo. Embuemo, and I'm hoping he is going to be not quite as good going forward, but from a defensive point of view, he is absolutely top draw. And another Englishman who I guess is basically a new signing is Marcus Rashford. He gets a clean slate under my leadership. He's going to play out on the left, cutting in on the inside. Another one of these kind of decisions I'm making, a bit like the Euro one, where I'm not sure if this is the right move for him in real life, but in Football Manager, I can do what I want, and I want to try and give him a redemption arc. Just to do a quick rapid-fire squad rundown, here is a look at all the different positions. In goal, Chevalier is going to be first choice. I've currently got Lamans and Rajkovic both loan listed. I'm happy to get rid of either of them, and whichever remains will be the backup, with Sam Johnson as that homegrown at club third choice. In terms of the centre-back position, De Ligt, Gueye and Murillo I think is a great back three. That is the back three that played the second half of the season. Obviously, Yoro frequently rotated in there. The new arrival of Willy Cambuala I think is an exciting one, and I want to give him game time because of his potential. At one point during pre-season, I was looking at loaning out Josh, but at this point, due to lack of interest, I think we're just going to keep him around as kind of that emergency sixth choice centre-back. In the fullback areas, I like our options. Yes, it's not absolutely world-class when you look at who we've got here, but I feel like fullbacks that are amazing at everything in Football Manager are almost impossible to find. And I do feel like in Dorgu and Livramento, we've got two pretty rapid, defensively adept players that really fit the system. Ahmad is a backup right wing-back, Rico Henry is a backup left wing-back, and of course there is also Embuemo who can slot in on the right-hand side if needed. In a defensive mid, I mentioned Yoro. He doesn't show up in this list because he's not learnt the position yet, but Buadi is that obvious other player. There is a world where maybe Bruno drops in alongside Buadi, and Buadi plays that slightly more defensive role at points this year. But in terms of backups, Basuma's great. Kobe Mainu, I need to give game time to with his potential. Aidan Heaven had a great pre-season and has continued to improve, so I kind of want to give him some opportunities. And a bit like Kap Chiampong, Lewis Miley, I looked to loan out. There isn't enough interest. At 20 years old, I think he's just going to be the emergency backup, who for the most part just features in the under-21s. In the attacking department, of course, Bruno Fernandes and Rashford are going to start this year. Rashford is going to have competition from Rodrigo Mora, though. This guy really didn't put a foot wrong last year. It's a bit harsh that he's been dropped from the team. And to be honest, with us being in Champions League football this year, rotation is going to be more important than it was last season. You're going to see me have to use the depth more, and it is the reason why I'm not too worried about Mora being a backup. He's going to get game time, and I'm hoping he's going to continue to improve. In terms of those other backups in the attacking third, of course, we've got Brian Embuemo. Cunha, I thought was going to be going to Barcelona, and then he turned them down. I actually accepted another bid from Barcelona. It was an increase on the last one they offered me as well, £40 million. He turned them down a second time. So at this point, I'm kind of just accepting he's here for the long haul. And in the striking department, Benjamin Sesko leads the line. This guy was top draw last year and improved a lot. I feel like I didn't really talk about just how much better he got. And I feel like he's still got potential to continue to improve that little bit more. Last year, how many goals did he end up getting for us last year? 20 goals in 36 games was a great return. And yeah, I feel like we've just got to keep a focus on him. Obviously, we moved on Højlund in the summer, and the reason that I did that when he came back from loan is I've got a youngster that I want to give game time to. Ryan here is absolutely top draw. Injury did interrupt his pre-season. You can see here, he failed a fitness test, so I'm probably not going to have him on the bench today, but he's the kind of player who I'm going to want to bring on often when I can for Sesko, maybe even occasionally out on the right-hand side, because at 20 years old, he is just so exciting. Anyway, that is a little bit of a rundown of our squad going into the season. That is something that I typically do at the start of a new season. I would like to know in the comments, is it useful for me to kind of just give you a little overview of the squad like that, so you know exactly what's going on? We're taking on Brentford. They're a good little team. My best 11 is available. Ryan, I need to take off the bench. It means Cunha's going to come in, who, let's be honest, as a player to bring in, and I don't know what's happened. What's happened here? The filters that I had set up have just reapplied. If an SI employee is watching, that's a bug for you. I'll go report it on the forums later. Anyway, Cunha is on the bench today, and he is a great option to have on the bench. We'll see how he gets on. He's the kind of player who I would love to have a redemption arc where I'm forced to use him, having repeatedly tried to sell him this year. Okay, let's head into this game and see how we get on. They are playing a back three, so not a dissimilar shape to our own, although ours perhaps slightly more offensive. Few players making their debut today. I'll need to see Buadi start amazingly. I know he's 18. I spent £125 million on him. He has to hit the ground running. I feel like whenever you have the first game of the season, it should be a rule that you have to watch the opening season cutscene in full. I feel ready. I feel like the new season is upon us. I've got my best suit on, and I'm already bored. Let's hit kickoff. I think the issue is I've not got the sound. You know, I've not got the Premier League theme tune blaring out because, well, then you'd hear it in the microphone. But at the same time, you can hear it a little bit. It is worth noting, I think this is the Monday night kickoff, so everyone else has played. The world of football, the entire Premier League has their eye on this game here. And, well, if I was aiming to have a bit more possession this season, it's not started out that way. Brentford out of possession are actually changing their shape up a little bit. They've got Damsgaard dropping in and one of their DMs pushing forward. It's going to be very congested in the middle. Ball loose in the middle. Rashford wins the header but can't get the second ball. That said, it falls to Gay, now to Livramento. Look, I've spent a lot of money on this man at right wing back. Can the number 3 make something magical happen? He dances inside, gives it to Bruno, who shoots. I don't know why he's tried to shoot from there. I absolutely love that's just happened. Of course, if I was the actual United manager, that would infuriate me, the fact he's tried it. I don't mind it. The fact that that happens in the match engine this year, I think is great. As we have a corner, it's half-headed away. Doki heads it away, but only as far as Bruno. Tino, Bruno, back post. Sesko can't keep the header down. Just 10 minutes left of this half. We've been pretty good in this game. 14 shots to their 3. They've got a 0.03 XG as well. A 0.01 XG average from their opportunities. We've completely shut them down in this game. But, well, I was going to say, we're yet to find a breakthrough. And, well, could it be Brentford that find the breakthrough? They've got to throw in on this near side. It's thrown inside to Damsgaard, who's going to look to turn into space. You can see how we have just got a few extra men in the midfield now. And Bruno, as that winger, is going to drop in more. Buadi should step out on occasion. And while we've stepped out here and left some space in behind, the ball is floated in. Cher is there. And Cher does not care about the fact we've dominated the half. It's 1-0 Brentford. I'll tell you what, this is an absolutely thunderous header, isn't it? The ball was whipped in and he leapt like an absolute salmon. Oh, who was that? Who was that at the back post? I can't click to find out who it was. I'm assuming it was Livramento. It must have been Livramento. That's a problem, isn't it? I mean, he's got 12 jumping reach and 12 heading. I feel like that's not that bad. I can't imagine Cher's is that much higher. Anyway, there could be a kick-off highlight. Are we going to respond immediately? Livramento redemption arc. Bruno's in behind. Squares it. And Sesko has to score that. We could have responded in a matter of seconds. Okay, you know what? Second half here, I think I'm going to go for it a little bit more. I'm going to change our mentality to attacking. Elsewhere, team instructions right now. Going to lower the tempo a little bit. Just tell the players to go to shorter passing. And let's try and play through their press that little bit more. I want to try and invite their defensive players forward a little bit. And then try and catch them out. Also, I think just using width is going to be important in this game. Admittedly, with our system, we're not exactly set up in a way where we can double up on their wing-backs and kind of exploit the fact they've only got singular wide players. But in a straight matchup, I feel like we can take it to them. Is this a kick-off highlight? Bruno, Livramento, imagine if we just respond immediately. Bruno's in behind. That is a sensational ball. That ball has happened twice. Kelleher, on this occasion, stops it. It's a semi-optimistic sign to start the half, as the goalie now clutches the ball in his hands and looks to launch it forward. It's coming down with snow on it. Murillo wins it. Rashford tries to play it forward. Instead, though, Brentford come away with it. Buadi, massive tackle for us there. Sesko holding up the play. Little chop inside to Buadi. The little young playmaker dinks it. That is a ball to Dorgu. In behind, pulled back, cleared away. We're getting in behind this defence on the often and getting these little passes back, but, well, we're yet to have one of these cutbacks find a man. Could Buadi inspire something? He's dancing inside. He shoots! I thought for a moment it was going to spin in. Instead, it is cleared away from danger. Yoro looks to keep it alive. And, well, with that pass there, he's almost killed it, but De Ligt has saved the day. He knows CPR. And the pressure is maintained. This has been a sensational first 90 seconds to the half. We look great. Look at the passing. Rashford! I don't know how we've not scored. I feel like we've been so good in this game, we just can't quite find a way through. And as we approach the hour mark, it's time for changes. Dorgu is only on a 6.4 at left back, so I'm going to bring in Henry for his debut. Rashford's been a bit disappointing, so I'm going to bring in Mora. And I don't think he's had a bad game, but I'm going to bring in to Bissouma over Yoro, purely because Bissouma's a little bit more technical, a little bit better on the ball. I think that's going to help with the shift in philosophy we've kind of gone for in this second half. Okay, triple change made. I mean, look at the stats for this game. We've been so good to start the year. It's a bit frustrating that we don't find ourselves ahead and that we somehow find ourselves behind, especially because I know the next game that we have is against Man City. This is the kind of game you look at pre-season and go, must win, definitely winnable. We have the better team on paper, and I think on the pitch, we've had the better team as well. It's just about having a little bit of quality, which Mora can maybe provide. Sesko shoots, shocking goalkeeping. I don't care. It's 1-1. Buadi to Mora, fresh off the bench. This ball in behind was great. We've seen a few of those balls in this game. Brentford playing a really high line. The defending is weird there. It did deflect off the defender. It's one of those ones where it looks stupid in 3D, but it's just a case of the game doesn't really have a good animation to play of the goalie reacting to a deflection. Okay, Bruno over a corner. We have looked so good here. I know I've said that so many times today, but we really have. Can we make something of this corner? We have players queuing up. It comes to Rico Henry. His shot or cross is blocked. And now Cher is looking to launch the counter-attack. I don't like this. Rico Henry, fresh off the bench, tracks back well to relieve what I thought was going to be a counter-attack that I would have detested to see. We've had 22 corners in this game. That must be some kind of Premier League record. 22 corners is mental. 22 corners, we've scored none of them. Do I need to fix our set pieces? Maybe. There's 8 minutes left in this game to make something happen. Gueye, Murillo, Buadi. Can he unlock the defence? He plays it to Sesko. He plays it to Bruno. Plays it to Mora. If he's onside, it's a fantastic goal. It's not saying it's been disallowed at the bottom, but there has been a patch that I'm playing on which might have fixed VAR. The players are celebrating. This goal is going to count. And can we discuss how good the passing was here? I don't want to toot our own horn. The passing play here is great. It was the left-back, number 3, who played Mora onside. I don't want to change too much in this game, but I am just going to change our mentality to balanced. This is the kind of moment where I miss having a shout of just, demand more or focus. I just want to tell the players, you're doing great, just settle it down now. Instead, I'll do what I can do, which is go to balance. We don't need to overcommit going forward, but just given how this game's played out, I don't really want to overcomplicate things by changing them. Saying all of that, Ouattara's going on a mazy run here through the middle. He's skipped past everyone, he shoots. And had Chevalier let that in, I would have sent him back to PSG. We're launching the ball forward. I thought the highlight was going to end, but surely not. Surely there can't be more happening. Murillo plays it wide. Livramento, so much space in behind. They're defending narrow Brentford. The right back pulls it back. Bruno scores. It's 3-1, and I think that's the least we deserve. I mentioned about Brentford kind of having the only kind of one singular wide player. I don't know where their left wing back went there for a moment. I'm not going to complain. We have got behind them in this kind of situation again and again. I'm a little bit relieved we've actually finally scored one. I mean, in terms of dominant Premier League performances, I can't think of a much better performance than that so far in our first season and this opening game of this season during our leadership at United. The changes we've made have been great, and that is the least we deserved. Remember when I uttered, maybe I should sell Bruno Fernandes? He got man of the match in this game, 9.5 rating. Apparently Livramento impressed on his debut, and Bruno Fernandes did get man of the match in this game. He was so good there. 1 goal, 1 assist. I have already, prior to this game, triggered the optional contract extension we had on him. So he has got an extra year on his deal now. There's a reason he's our highest earning player, isn't there? Anyway, with that result, we join 8 teams that won their opening games of the year, including newly promoted Leicester and Norwich, having great little starts in the league, and Ipswich, who are also newly promoted, managed to get a draw. Anyway, our next couple of games aren't necessarily the most easy, but I think we should win them, or at least be competitive. Brighton and Fulham. I'm not going to worry about them. I'm coming back for the next one. It is Man City, managed by Luis Enrique, and we've got to try and keep this absolute freak quiet. Forgive me for getting a little bit excited. Tycoon Eyes Manchester United. Given the fact the debt's gone up by £200 million, I don't know when the original and remaining debt began and ended. Yeah, we probably do need a tycoon at this point. Anyway, Man City is 4 days away. I have been a little bit busy. We've played 2 games. The first of those was against Brighton. We found ourselves down after the 31st minute goal by Jack Hinchelwood, but we did get a goal back via Rodrigo Mora. Sadly, however, in this game, we just couldn't get that all-important second goal, despite a few chances late on. We hit the woodwork. And when you look at the overall balance of play, probably a little bit unlucky. And well, against Fulham, we managed to win 1-0. Bruno Fernandes with the solitary goal in this game right before half-time, playing a deeper midfielder position when he bagged this goal. And if you're wondering why he was playing that deeper position, allow me to introduce you to my new signing, who's on the ball now, missing a sitter. Yeah, Esteval has joined us. Now, in this universe, Chelsea missed out on Champions League and Europa League football. They ended up in the Conference League for another year, and Esteval was not happy. And despite the fact that Cole Palmer is injured for like 6 months with an ACL injury, I was able to buy Esteval. I've spent £70 million on him, which is a lot of money for this man, but I think he fits the team well, and the way in which I see him fitting into the team is to move him to the channel midfielder role in the final third, and then Bruno Fernandes plays a deeper role with Buadi moving into the defensive mid area. And when I look at this team on paper, it's great. I think this is the team that I'm going to use against Man City. You may notice that Marcus Rashford is not in the starting 11. I've given him 2 games so far this year as a starter. Look at the stats. Not a lot of anything. 6.57 rating. Meanwhile, Morra, who has taken his spot, 2 goals, 1 assist, only 1 start in the first 3 games of the year. He's improving. Sorry, Marcus, you're down the pecking order, son. Anyway, I have just shown you that the team that I would like to play against Man City, fully in the knowledge that I could still get injuries between now and the game. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Champions League fixtures revealed. I can only see the first 4. And, oh, wait, no, I can scroll or can't? I can scroll. Why does it... The scrolling is broken on this inbox item. I'll tell you what, we'll go to the fixture screen where I can't just filter to just show you the Champions League games. So, we've got Tottenham and AS Roma, Porto, Ludogorets, PSV, Real Madrid, that should be fun. And then Ajax and Celtic to wrap things up. Are English teams meant to get drawn against other English teams? Is that a thing? I thought in the Champions League they had rules against that, but maybe I'm mistaken. Either way, Tottenham, not the most exciting of first games to have in Europe as manager. Some good news, have been able to get a loan move for one of the backup goalies. It is Rajkovic going on loan to Roma. In an ideal world, it would have been Lamans, who I got the move for, but no one wanted him. The 24-year-old needs game time. I guess I will just try and rotate him in, maybe for cup competitions. Now, Esteval is the only signing going on right now, but Ahmad has been kicking up a little bit of a stink. He wants to leave. He wants a new contract. I'm not willing to give him it just because, well, he's not actually going to be that frequently in the first team as far as I'm concerned, and I think his contract for the next 4 years is kind of fair. But just in case I did lose him, I did actually start getting a transfer sorted. Deadline day is less than a week away, and I didn't want to get caught with my pants down if a big offer for Ahmad came in. The man I've lined up is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Bit of a weird rogue transfer, perhaps, but in terms of backup wing-back options that offer versatility, I feel like he'd just be a pretty good alternative to Ahmad if I was to end up selling him. The deal's already been agreed. I've just kind of delayed it a little bit. It's just shy of £20 million, which I think is fine as a bit of business. There is one other transfer that I'm trying to get done in Karim Alaj-Begjukovic. I'm just going to call him Karim because words are hard. The Salzburg youngster is an exciting, interesting option, just one for the future, really, but money is burning a hole in my pocket. We've got an £8.5 million bid pending on him. Cunha hands in transfer request. I mean, look, I've been trying to sell him all window. If he now wants to go, I wouldn't even be that mad. I don't know why. Was he not transfer listed already? I guess not. Anyway, we are the 5:30 kickoff today in the Premier League. A win here could put us up into second. Now, good news, no injuries did creep up on us in the end, so we are going to go with the lineup I've already outlined. Like I mentioned, Fernandes dropping in deeper to facilitate Esteval. Didn't exactly light things up on his debut, but I'm going to hope he can come into a little bit of form, and the 19-year-old we need to show some patience with. He and Morra as kind of the 2 centre attacking mids is a really exciting setup. In terms of options on the bench, Ryan I have been trying to give some game time to on off the bench. Naturally, this is not the kind of game where I'm going to throw him in the first team, but I do feel like with his physicals and just the kind of player he is, against a tiring defence late on in a game, he's a really good attacking option just to throw on for the last 10 minutes. We've had a good start to the year. I feel like a win here would make it a great first month to the season. We're playing our system here. I'm excited for this one, is what I would say until you look at their team and realise Man City's team is really bloody good, isn't it? Like us, Man City only have 2 wins in their first 3 games, so they're going to want to win this as well. I feel like as the home team, this is the kind of game where we should be stepping up and putting in a performance. Last year, these were the games that we fell short in. With a little bit of extra sprinkling of quality we've got, I'm hoping we're going to see a little bit of a difference in performance as Bruno, playing deep, gives it to Morra, and somehow Donnarumma's tipped that wide. Man City having a lot of the ball in this early spell of play, but not many chances going either way. In the last couple of games, I have changed off the balanced mentality when we're looking to chase things. It's something that I didn't do so much last year. Whether or not this is the kind of game to make that change in if we need to go for a win late on, I'm not really sure. Okay, Bruno over a corner. We've had a load of these this year. I feel like I might need to reevaluate our set-piece routines because our conversion rate hasn't exactly been great. On this occasion, it's cleared away to Morra, who's going to bring it forward. Doku puts in a tackle, but that is not the kindest of balls to Savinho to try and deal with, and in the end, he's given away the ball. And now, a little give and go. Dorgu! What a goal that is! Bruno with the assist. It all came from this here. Initially, Doku with some great defending, but that dink away was not good. Savinho under pressure just tried to get it away from danger. Murillo picked up and picked out Dogu. This little kind of back and forth, though, for Dogu to get in behind. Absolutely superb. Really nice finish by the left-back, too. He got 4 goals last year. Wonder if he'll get more this time around. I feel like that early goal settles the nerves, and on top of the fact that Man City are yet to really have a shot on goal in the game, I'm feeling really, really good about things. Livramento has looked a bit of a live wire at right back this season. On the other side, Dorgu's actually been a little bit slow to start and have been subbing him off often, but he's been good in this game. So has Bruno. Oh my word, we've just hit the woodwork. It was another sensational ball from deep by Bruno Fernandes, playing as that box-to-box playmaker. Obviously, he's been playing in an attacking mid-role. He looks very capable of playing anywhere on the pitch for us right now and being the man we get everything through. Esteval turns. Sesko, is he on? He's gone down in a heap. Penalty not given. Cleared away. Are we going to maintain an attack here? Mora thinks he's playing rugby. Give him the 3 points. Murillo with the ball. Gives it to Gay. Delict. Right, playing it out from the back. I have changed one team instruction. I've got rid of bypass the press and put it on balanced. Maybe we should be bypassing the press. Haaland's won it. That shot was not far over. Man City slowly ratcheting up the pressure. I don't love this. Jeremy Doku whipping it back post. And who pushed over Diaz there? Who was it? Tell me, Mr. Commentator. The penalty's been given. I can't argue with it. It was Stonewall at the back post. VAR is apparently intervening. Meanwhile, we get a lovely view of the linesman, who's now flagging for it. It was Sesko who committed the foul. Look at him, hanging his head in shame. And Erling Haaland is surely going to be the man to pluck the ball out here and go for goal. A goal here feels cruel. A chance here from the spot for Man City to draw level. It would change my team talk massively. Chevalier, we spent big money on the goalie. Can he step up in a big moment in our season? Oh my word, he actually can. He tips it round the post. Wow, is all I can say. Wow. Maybe there's more to happen. I thought the half was about to end. There could be more. We've played a couple of minutes over the added time that was, well, allotted. And yet Man City are in possession, bringing it forward, and I am scared. Phil Foden at the edge. Nice tackle by Bruno. Blow the whistle, referee. I don't mind if this is a pointless highlight at this point. I would like to get in at the break. A goal to the good. That's exactly what we're going to do. I mean, on the balance of play, it makes it look, I think, a little bit closer than it has been, that penalty. Before that moment, we had been the better team. And, of course, the penalty does massively inflate the XG in favour of Man City. I'm still going to tell the players I'm not happy. I want them fired up. I want them to go for it. I'm looking at Mora and Sesko here thinking, you guys haven't exactly shown up in this game so far. I'm going to give them 10 minutes at the start of this half. I mean, based off where Man City finished last year and where we finished, this is a game I expect us to win at home. It's not been the most dominant or commanding of performances so far, but we've done what we need to do. A second goal would certainly help ease the nerves as Buadi gives it to Murillo. Of course, Murillo is that advanced playmaker, willing to step up, be a kind of extra man in the middle for us as we look to build from deep, and Mora skips past everyone. No one's closing him down, and that is why I've kept him on the pitch. Rodrigo Mora, remember the name, surrounded by sky blue shirts. He dives through the middle, and well, he finished it at the end of it, didn't he? From 6 yards out, picks out the top corner. I do feel like now Man City are going to go on the front foot and try and get back into this game. And I think with Sesko on a yellow card and not performing great, this is a great opportunity to bring in Ryan. Dorgu has an assist and a goal, but Livramento has struggled in this one. So I am going to bring in Ahmad out on the right-hand side. Could say 2 goals flatters us slightly, but you know what? We've taken our chances sensationally. A couple of moments of quality, both coming through that left-hand side. Diaz has not had the best of games over there, and Silva, whose job it has been in the midfield to kind of guard and safeguard the defence at right centre mid, has also been just a bit quiet and a bit lacking. I think I saw he's on a 6.2 rating. Anyway, Lewis plays it forward. Savinho, if they get one back, of course, Man City will back themselves to come and make something happen. Haaland, Savinho, lovely build-up play. Ball hits the post. No one reacts and Haaland gets the rebound. I mean, the passing here was lovely, but I do have to question the reaction time of... Is that Gay in the middle? Is that Gay? He needs to wake up. I don't want to give up a goal by being pressed out of the game, and Man City are pressing kind of high, so I'm going to put bypass press back on. And then in terms of distribution, I'm actually going to tell our players to get it to the flanks quickly. I feel like there's a little bit of space in behind Doku and Savinho to try and exploit here. And with us going up against a front three, with Haaland in the middle and kind of 2 wide attacking mids, I feel like the back three, the 3 centre-backs, can kind of go man for man, which is always a little bit of a risk, but I feel like our defence has the quality to go man to man if we need to here. Anyway, I say that. There's one man who I have to fear. It's Haaland. Mamouche. Haaland. 2-2. Pain. Erling Haaland's just a battering ram through the middle here, isn't he? De Ligt kind of half puts in a tackle. Marmoush gets on it. And then Haaland is immediately on his bike, attacking the near post, and puts it straight through Chevalier's legs. I think I am going to make a change here. And in possession, I'm just going to move Dorgu and Ahmad back. And actually, despite how good Dorgu's been here, I'm going to take him off and bring in Henry just for the fresh legs. I'm looking at Esteval, who's looking a little worse for wear, and I'm looking at Morrow, who, despite his goal, isn't having the best of games. I'm going to make my final 2 changes now. Rashford on and Mbeumo on. 2 players not really given a chance to shine yet this year. Got a chance to have a late impact in the derby. Have to say, this game has swung, hasn't it? We were good. I mean, we were great to an extent. I wouldn't say that the 2-goal lead was like super commanding. I think I said that at the time, but Man City have already shifted up a gear, and now it's Reinders bringing it forward. Options in the middle, please don't commit a foul. Bruno loses it. It's headed off the line by Gueye. If he was at fault for the earlier goal, I'll forgive him now. As with 8 minutes left, we do find ourselves increasingly on the back foot here. I feel like Man City in this game have gone for it a little bit, and maybe there's a chance to catch them out. 6 minutes of added time. A draw, I think at this point, we'd probably gratefully take. 2 minutes remain. Are we going to hold on for what feels like a nice point at the end of the day? We are. I'm kind of glad that game petered out. Man City were very good towards the end. Chevalier with that penalty save ended up on a 7.8 rating. Wasn't a great game, but you know what? We didn't play well and we still got a point. With that result, we move up to 3rd. With the exception of Liverpool, everyone has dropped points early on. I've got a weird bug here where this screen is stuck on top of the screen behind. And I can like click stuff like Norwich here and it opens it behind. If I press Control S, can I save the game? Oh, I can save the game. Well, that's good, isn't it? Can I now close it? No. I'll tell you what, if I load up the save game and that box is still stuck over the top, that would be both hilarious and tragic. Okay, breathe a sigh of relief, everyone. Everything is fine. I mean, technically, we still are unbeaten to start the season, so I'm going to view that as a positive. In terms of returning next time, I'm not sure what we're going to return back for. I kind of fancy some Champions League action. I kind of fancy taking on Arsenal as well, though. It might be that we come back for Arsenal. I might play a little bit more as well. For those of you that have been watching the videos a while, but maybe didn't watch some of the latter videos in FM24, I am kind of shifting the content to try and get through seasons a little bit more quickly. And I think especially this kind of opening stage of the season where the stakes aren't at the highest, it's good to just get into the meat and potatoes of things. And of course, next time when we come back, maybe there will have been a board takeover. Whether or not that goes through, though, you'll have to come back tomorrow to find out. If you have enjoyed today's video, leave a like. I'd love you to go down below and let me know what you think of this lineup here. Is this my best configuration with Esteval now in the team? Should he be a super sub option and Bruno stay up front? Obviously, Bruno has just been this ever-present titan of a player in our team, but I feel like he's done pretty well at defensive mid, even in that game against City. Besides all of that, though, I hope you have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow with more daily dose of Football Manager action. And until the next one, it's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.